Today we journey into the life of Hesiod, a poet born around 1200 before Common Era to 700 before Common Era, during the waning years of the Greek Dark Ages, also called the Late Bronze Age. This was a time when stories thrived not on written pages, but in the vibrant voices echoing through taverns and amphitheaters. We are fortunate to have complete versions of his works, Theogony and Works and Days, though they come to us as translations, echoes of ancient copies handed down through the centuries. In Hesiod's era, literacy meant Maisunihin, Greek scratched in linear beat, a syllabic script suited for tallying taxes and inventories, not for capturing poetry. Most people, humble farmers like Hesiod's kin, neither read nor wrote. Instead, their tales lived in memory, passed from generation to generation through oral recitations. As these stories flowed from voice to voice, details of places, people, and deeds naturally shifted, molded by the lack of a shared written record. Thus, Hesiod's works, while whole, reach us as polished reflections of their original forms, their core preserved yet subtly reshaped by time. Hesiod reveals much of his life through Works and Days. In lines 630 to 640, he tells his brother Perses,
"You yourself wait until the season for sailing is come, and then haul your swift ship down to the sea, and stow a convenient cargo in it, so that you may bring home profit, even as your father and mine, foolish Perses, used to sail on shipboard because he lacked sufficient livelihood. And one day he came to this very place, crossing over a great stretch of sea. He left Aeolian Cyme and fled, not from riches and substance, but from wretched poverty which Zeus lays upon men. And he settled near Helicon in a miserable hamlet, Askra, which is bad in winter, sultry in summer, and good at no time."
From this, we learn that Hesiod's father, driven by want, left Cyme, in modern-day Turkey, to settle in Askra, near today's Thespia in Boeotia. Hesiod paints Askra as a harsh land beneath Mount Helicon, its climate unforgiving and its terrain rugged, where he now labors as a farmer. In Works and Days, lines 25 to 40, Hesiod unveils a personal wound.
"Perses, lay up these things in your heart, and do not let that strife who delights in mischief hold you back from work, while you peep and peer at the wrangles of the courthouse. For we had already divided our inheritance, but you seized the greater share, greatly swelling the glory of our bribe-swallowing lords who love to judge such a cause as this. Fools, they know not how much more the half is than the whole, nor what great advantage there is in mallow and asphodel."
Here, Hesiod accuses Perses of greed, bribing corrupt officials to claim more than his fair share of their inheritance. He contrasts this with the honest toil of the poor, whose scant stores leave no room for courthouse schemes, surviving on simple fare like mallow and asphodel, akin to today's bread and cheese. Hesiod opens Works and Days, lines 110, with a call to the Muses.
"Muses of Pieria, who give glory through song, come hither. Tell of Zeus your father, and chant through him mortal men are famed or unfamed, sung or unsung alike, as great Zeus wills. For easily he makes strong, and easily he brings the strong man low. Easily he humbles the proud and raises the obscure, and easily he straightens the crooked and blasts the proud. Zeus, who thunders aloft and has his dwelling most high, attend thou with eye and ear, and make judgments straight with righteousness. And Perses, I would tell of true things."
These Muses, daughters of Zeus and Mnemosyne, whose name means memory, bridge gods and mortals. Hesiod credits Zeus with shaping human fate, a theme threading through his work. In Theogony, lines 1 to 34, he vividly describes the Muses' world.
"From the Heliconian Muses, let us begin to sing, who hold the great and holy mount of Helicon, and dance on soft feet about the deep blue spring. Thence they arise and go abroad by night, veiled in thick mist, and utter their song with lovely voice, praising Zeus, the aegis holder. And one day they taught Hesiod glorious song, while he was shepherding his lambs under holy Helicon.
Shepherds of the wilderness, wretched things of shame, mere bellies. We know how to speak many false things as though they were true, but we know, when we will, to utter true things."
So said the ready-voiced daughters of great Zeus. And they plucked and gave me a rod, a shoot of sturdy laurel, a marvelous thing, and breathed into me a divine voice to celebrate things that shall be and things that were aforetime. And they bade me sing of the race of the blessed gods that are eternally, but ever, to sing of themselves, both first and last. But why all this about oak or stone? Come you, let us begin with the Muses, who gladdened the great spirit of their father Zeus in Olympus with their songs, telling of things that are and that shall be, and that were aforetime with consenting voice. Unwearying flows the sweet sound from their lips, and the house of their father Zeus, the loud thunderer, is glad at the lily-like voice of the goddesses as it spreads abroad. And the peaks of snowy Olympus resound, and the homes of the immortals. And they, uttering their immortal voice, celebrate in song first of all the revered race of the gods from the beginning, those whom earth and wide heaven begot, and the gods sprung of these, givers of good things. Then next the goddesses sing of Zeus, the father of gods and men, as they begin and end their strain, how much he is the most excellent among the gods and supreme in power. And again, they chant the race of men and strong giants, and gladden the heart of Zeus within Olympus, the Olympian Muses, daughters of Zeus the Aegis holder.
In this part of the Theogony, Hesiod paints a vivid picture of the Muses' daily life on Mount Helicon, where they dwell by day. At night, cloaked in thick mist, they glide through the sky, their beautiful songs rising in praise of Zeus. Hesiod reveals their dual nature, noting that the Muses possess the remarkable ability to weave both lies and truths for mortals, each sounding equally convincing. He then describes a transformative encounter. The Muses bestow upon him a laurel wreath, a gift symbolizing his divine connection. Hesiod's laurel wreath was most likely made of Daphne, a tribute to the god Apollo. Apollo is the god of poetry, the arts, prophecy, purity, purification, and later the sun. They also breathe into him a divine voice, empowering him to sing of things past and yet to come. All of these things are reminiscent of an initiation ritual. This sets Hesiod on par with the seers, prophets, and guides mentioned in other cultures around the world. Later sources expand Hesiod's story. Pausanias notes his victory in a poetry contest at Chalcis in Euboea, winning a tripod at the funeral games for Amphidamas. Hesiod confirms this in Works and Days, lines 654 to 659.
There I crossed over to Chalcis, and I won the prize of an eared tripod, which I dedicated to the Muses of Helicon.
In ancient Greece and other cultures around the world, tripods were prestigious objects often awarded as prizes in competitions and then offered to the gods as sacred gifts to express gratitude or seek their favor, as Hesiod did by presenting his tripod to the Muses of Helicon. This feat shows his talent reaching beyond Askra, despite his aversion to seafaring, expressed in line 650.
I do not praise seafaring, for my heart turns from it.
His journey to Chalcis reveals a reluctant ambition, perhaps spurred by fame or the Muses' call, clashing with his cautious land-bound nature. Hesiod's death remains shrouded in legend. Plutarch recounts that in Ozolian Locris, near the temple of Nemean Zeus, Hesiod was murdered, falsely accused of seduction, and his body cast into the sea. Dolphins, sacred to Apollo, bore him back to shore during a festival, a poetic end for a poet of prophecy. Thucydides briefly confirms his death in Locris, noting his burial there. Pausanias adds that Orchomenians, guided by Apollo's oracle and a crow, retrieved his bones from Naupactus to end a pestilence, honoring him with a tomb as a revered poet. Now, for the science. In Greek mythology, Apollo, the sun god, and Zeus, the god of thunder, command different realms of the sky. Their influence is echoed in the atmospheric layers of the stratosphere and troposphere. Apollo's radiant chariot bathes the stratosphere in ultraviolet light, crucial for ozone formation, while Zeus's thunderbolts in the troposphere trigger chemical reactions leading to ground-level ozone. In the stratosphere, Apollo's ultraviolet rays, classified as UVA, 315-400 nanometers, UVB, 280-315 nanometers, and UVC, 100-280 nanometers, interact with atmospheric gases. UVC radiation, particularly between 200 and 242 nanometers, splits oxygen molecules O2 into atoms that recombine to form ozone O3, creating a vital shield against harmful solar radiation. This ozone layer, concentrated at 20 to 30 kilometer altitude, absorbs most UVB and all UVC rays, protecting life on Earth. Moreover, UVC light at 254 nanometers possesses germicidal properties, effectively disinfecting by damaging microbial DNA. During periods of heightened solar activity, such as solar storms, increased UV radiation enhances ozone production, further fortifying this protective layer. In contrast, the troposphere is where Zeus's storms rage, his lightning striking oaks, symbols sacred to him, near Mount Helicon Springs, a place steeped in myth where the Muses inspire creativity. Ancient texts associate Zeus with thunder and oaks. Scientifically, lighting generates nitrogen oxides, NOx, which are essential for ozone formation in the troposphere. Additionally, oaks emit isoprene, and surrounding vegetation like ferns and pines release terpenes. These volatile organic compounds, when combined with NOx and sunlight, produce ground-level ozone, a phenomenon distinct from the stratospheric ozone layer. This tropospheric ozone can be more pronounced at elevated locations like Mount Helicon, enveloping the landscape in a haze that blends myth with natural chemistry. It is amidst this ozone-rich environment of Mount Helicon that Hesiod, the revered Greek poet, drew inspiration for his works. In Theogony, lines 30 to 34, he describes how the Muses bestowed upon him their divine gift of song, transforming his life from one of hardship under the relentless sun and stormy skies. Despite personal struggles, including poverty and a dispute with his brother Perses, as recounted in Works and Days, lines 35 to 40, Hesiod's poetry has endured through the centuries. According to Plutarch, after his death, dolphins, creatures associated with Apollo, carried his body to shore, symbolizing the eternal connection between the poet and the divine forces that shaped his world. Through his verses, Hesiod masterfully intertwined mythology with the natural world, creating timeless songs that continue to resonate. Thanks for watching us, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content. See you in the next one.